Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide online valuation services for mediation and litigation based in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we'll be discussing business valuations when the future is unknown and the past is not reliable with my special guests, Josh Shilts and Stephanie Swetland. Josh's practice focuses on complex financial matters and disputes. He frequently lectures on forensic accounting matters and has been involved in hundreds of investigations involving personal and business disputes. He also has provided expert testimony in commercial and family matters around valuation, economic damages, and fraud. He's been qualified as an expert and testified in state and federal courts. Stephanie Swetland is also a licensed enrolled agent and is a QuickBooks Pro advisor for both online and desktop. She is continuing her education in accounting and plans to obtain her CPA license within the next couple years. They are both forensic valuation experts and offer tax advice in the state of Florida. In all of the litigation that we're seeing, in all of the work, we've done some estate tax work for a death and for a family member that owned the business or something like that, right? And it was in the middle of 2020. And it was interesting because, I said, oh, well, the PPP loan is forgivable and blah, blah, blah. And they kind of reminded me, they're like, yeah, but we didn't know that then, And so it was interesting because that was even from a client. And they're like, at the time that this, and the valuation is at the date of the death of that person, at that particular date, it wasn't sure if it was going to be forgivable. It wasn't sure if we were going to, like, how it was even going to work. We just knew that we were getting the money. And, and so then it kind of created that we have to kind of, going back to basics is true. I went back and thought, okay, was it known or knowable as of that date?
Ron Senior, who those of us in the valuation community, he's one of the names. He just wrote an article in BB Update, and it talked about known or knowable. And then Hitchner came out with his COVID timeline. Mm-hmm. That's probably some supporting documentation that us that are signing off on these valuations are going to want to have, right? What was known or knowable, and really understand those definitions. That's why I kind of pause those out at that time in the data valuation, because you're right. February 28th of 2020 was very different than March 30th of 2020, right. And what we knew and what was knowable. Same thing as we sit here today, right? Like the President of the United States is telling a lot of us that most of us should be vaccinated by this summer. That's what we know today. So I think you're right, Melissa. When we're doing our economic and industry research, it's good to probably go into the local newspapers or journals and see what was being communicated to the business owners and individuals at that time, and really put yourself in April of 2020, right?
Because it was a completely different feel. I mean, we were all kind of like hyper concerned. And it's hard to go back to that time. But when I did, I was like, you're right. Even if we looked at, what the IRS was saying about the PPP loans, that was not official at that date of valuation. So now you have to say, okay, how does this play into it? And I think it's a lot more questioning. It's a lot more analysis. It's a lot more work for us. Yes, we have Zoom trials now and things are a little bit different,